Good morning. Welcome to Life Motivators. We are here again today to bring you some more joy and more love and more smiles, more energy of happiness throughout the day. Every day is things that we come in here and we talk about. Today, I want to bring home the message of failure. Been reading a book, The 7 Decisions by Andy Andrews. And within that book, he went and sent out letters to all the successful people and asked them what their main reason for going each day and looking for that one idea to bring it to home, and what did they do to make it all happen. And each one of them sent back stories of their failures that they had that brought them to that next level. With the failures that they had as they were trying the idea that nobody thought would work, or trying that new concept that nobody thought would happen, but yet they kept going, staying diligent and dedicated, just like we are as entrepreneurs. We're staying dedicated to our bigger vision that many may not understand. But we're going to ask you to start understanding to receive the information that we give out within here. Don't let it fly by you. Don't come in here and just put this on for background noise. We're only here for a 30 to 40-minute time period, and the information that you could receive in here could put different habits, different perspectives of thinking, different ways of talking to yourself, all within here. Because as you as a child, you wanted to ride that bike no matter what. And then you wanted to ride it without those training wheels. And then a couple times you may have fell off. What was that? You wanted to succeed in riding that bike. So you stayed diligent with trying, even when no one was looking. You would get out there and try it yourself in the yard, and you kept going. And then finally one day when somebody held that bike just right for you to take off, and then when you took off, what did it feel like? The excitement, that joy. I have succeeded. I am riding this bike around the neighborhood all by myself, and nobody's holding it. I don't have training wheels on anymore. Well, guess what? Your life is that way too. With everything that you're going for, with no matter what career, no matter what path you're taking, whether you're building up your own business, a brick and mortar, or you're elevating yourself in your own career path that you have chosen for your life, something that brings passion and happiness within your life. Now, when you finally succeed and that mentor walks away from you and says, I see that you have grasped the concept of doing this job. I don't need to stand by your side anymore. How did that make you feel that they left you out on your own? I know it felt great when I was doing air conditioner work and I was going through with the technician and he was showing me, and I had to stay a 90-day period with him. And after 90 days, he was saying, I think you've mastered the welding. You now know how to wire this up. You now know how to do this stuff on your own. I don't need to be by your side anymore. It made me feel good because he gave me the keys to my own truck and said, now you're a serviceman for our company. It made me feel good. So as you're elevating within life, as that mentor stood beside me for that 90 days, did I fail? Did I burn through some copper? Did I mess up a few things? Yes. But he was there to show me how to correct the situation. So I didn't get all stressed out, anxiety, and I didn't become overwhelming. And it was like, oh, I give up on this. I can't do it. No, I kept going. I wanted to learn more on how to do it and how I could master it. That's what I did. So as any skill that you're going through within life, no matter what you're wanting to do, and as you're learning and growing, remember, you will have some failures. Did I become a good speaker overnight? No, didn't happen that way. Did I become a good person overnight? No, I had to rewire a lot of my thinking and the way I was and the way I acted towards people. Yes, it took a lot of new things within me to make me a better person. But the failures is what has made me the successful man that I am today, to be in the places where I am, to be able to do the things that I want to do. We're just going to let you know right here, right now, your failures is what's creating you to become that better at what you're going for. Keep pushing forward. Keep going diligently and dedicated as you go. Brother Julio, you got anything on that?
I like to call my failures hiccups. Hiccups. We all have some hiccups in life, because stuff is bound to happen in this thing called life. Nobody's going to do this thing perfect. You're not going to be excellent across the board. I've learned to look at those hiccups as learning experiences. I've found another way not to do something. They are they're just that. They're my failures are learning experiences. You know, what have you gained? So like some people will go through the same experience over and over and over and over and over again. So they continue to have the same hiccup. That's entirely different. So because you have to think about that, like so a person who has the same experience over and over again and it's the same failure, you know, well, why is that happening? Well, because you haven't learned anything, you know. So you have to pay attention to those hiccups in life. They're the things that help us progress. They're the things that help us mature, that help us to grow, you know, that give us the bigger, more perspective of what life, you know, is offering us if we're paying attention. You know, hiccups are bound to happen, man. Not any of us have it together, and sometimes those hiccups are tied into other people's lives, and other people are affected by our mistakes, you know, by our learning experiences, by our failures, and other times we're affected by other people's failures. You know, we can want to help, you know, and lead people and guide people, but sometimes people have to go through their own freaking hiccups in order to have a wake up call, you know, in order to realize something. We can't, it's something that we would love, as much as we love people, we would love to experience for them because we're a seasoned veteran or we've been through that before, you know, or whatever the case may be. But we have to, the hiccups are what help us to grow, you know. So if you take that experience away from somebody, then they've never really learned anything. They've never really gained anything out of that experience. And chances are they'll come back around again, you know. So it's kind of like letting life take its course, you know. We have to be paying attention, you know. We have to be paying attention to what life is telling us, and how our intuition is leading us. And you know, failure exists for a reason. You know, think of individuals like Thomas Edison, you know, or I mean Colonel Sanders. Like, you know, the guy didn't start a franchise until he was in his 60s or till he turned 60, you know. So how many times did he fail, you know, before he was like, all right, I finally got this thing? What about his freaking recipe? His recipe for the chicken, you know, like, I'm sure it wasn't the best recipe when he was in his 20s or 30s. He might not even been thinking about, you know, making chicken. He might have been thinking about something else, you know. Or Thomas Edison, you know, like, how many times? They say it was 1,000, but I was probably more than that, because I've read and heard other things that it was more than 1,000 times. I heard, you know, so people have these other numbers. Nobody was there with Thomas Edison to actually jot it down. Like, yep, this is the 1,002 time, or, you know, whatever. So, you know, but in that, we're all learning. You know, I want to say, to welcome those hiccups, to welcome those experiences, to welcome those failures, you know, because they're the very thing that's giving you the key ingredient. You know, they're the very thing that's adding to you, because of the things that we're learning in our experiences, because of what they take us through. You know, those hiccups they're difficulties that we experience. Those hiccups are sometimes they're shameful. Sometimes you're feeling like, you know, when hiccups happen, like, is this for me? Or you question yourself. You question your whole freaking existence based off of a failure in life. Sometimes, let's keep it real. Like, we get so much in our damn heads, you know, that we'll experience something that is small, something that's like minute, you know, that does it matter? Yes, but it's not like end of the world kind of, it matters, you know. But we'll take it like, oh, my life is over because of a freaking hiccup, because of a failure, you know. When, hey, the day is over, all right, hang your shoes up, relax, take a load off, and when you wake up in the morning, we can do this all over again. You know, like, that's what we need to have. That's the approach we have to have. You know, allow our failures to be those very learning experiences, those things that are molding us, you know, and making us. Without that, I don't think we're stepping into who we're called to be. We're not stepping into that better version of us that we always talk about, you know, whether it be mind, the body, or the spirit. You know, like a failed relationship. You know, a lot of us has had failed relationships. That's something a lot of us can relate to, no matter what. You know, and what did they say? Well, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. You know, well, you've learned some things, so then the next relationship, you're going to take all the failures that you experienced, with you into the next relationship, and learn from those failures, learn from those mistakes, so you don't experience them again. So this time around the block, you know, you can be strong and you can have the victory, and come out of that failure with success. You know, so I know a lot of people were thrown off by how you first walked into this, Thomas, and started this off. But, you know, welcome your failures, because those are the very things that are molding you, my friends.
Amen. That's what it's all about. Behind every failure is a success story, if they keep going and keep staying dedicated to what your vision is, your dream is, your drive is. We've been reading Out of the Magic with Miss Jenn by Miss Rhonda Bryant. We're on chapter 18 today, the magical to-do list. These practices that are going on within here, we're wanting you to also follow along and implement. Put it on a piece of paper. Did you copy that check yesterday that we read about? Did you put your amount on there? Do you know where you want to spend that money at? Things like that is what you need to be doing when we're reading this book, or any book. If it has a practice within inside of it, follow along, be active. That's what the writer was trying to implement within us, is being active within this to learn new habits, to put in new perspectives. So like Julio said a minute ago, we're not running around doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's insanity. We're wanting you to unwire that insanity that you have been playing with for so long. Go ahead, Miss Jenn. We'll pass it on to you.
I'd rather have some hiccups along the journey, creating my own journey, than working for somebody else and helping their dream come true. You know, hiccups are all part of the journey, I think. So hick it up. We're on day 18, the magical to-do list. This is a super, super powerful one, especially for people that need help getting organized. Really, when you think about it, gratitude is your best friend. It is always there for you, always available to help you. It'll never fail or let you down. And the more heavily you lean on it, the more it will do for you, and the more it will enrich your life. Today's magical practice will show you how to lean on gratitude even more, so it can do far more magical things for you. Every day there are little life problems that come up and that need solving. Sometimes we can feel overwhelmed if we don't know how to solve a situation. Maybe your problem is that you don't have enough time for all the things you need to do, and you're at a loss because there are only 24 hours in the day. It may be that you feel overwhelmed from work and you want more free time, but you can't see any way to have it. You may be at home taking care of the children and you're feeling frazzled or exhausted, but you don't have the means to get support to help to give your time out. You may be faced with a problem that needs fixing, but you have no idea which way to turn to fix it. You may have lost something and tried your best to locate it, but had no luck. Or you might want to find something like the perfect pet, perfect babysitter, great hairdresser, or amazing dentist or doctor. And despite your best efforts, you haven't been able to find what you need. You could be in an uncomfortable situation because of something a person has asked you to do, and you don't know how to respond to them. Or you could be in some kind of dispute with someone, and instead of getting it resolved, things seem to be getting worse. This magical to-do list practice will help you with little day-to-day problems when you don't know what to do, or when you simply want something to be done for you. You will be amazed at the results. When you combine gratitude's magical power with the law of attraction, people, circumstances, and events must be rearranged to do what you want done for you. You will not know how it will happen or how it will be done for you, and that is not your job. Your job is simply to be grateful as you can for what you want done right now, as though it were done, and then let the magic happen. So today, create a written to-do list of the most important things you would like to be done or resolved for you. And title your list the magical to-do list. You might put things on your list that you don't have time to do or don't want to do, along with any current problems, from the smallest day-to-day things to bigger life situations. Think through any area of your life where you need something resolved or done for you. When you've finished making your list, choose 3 things from your list to focus on today, and at one time, imagine that each item has been magically done for you. Imagine that all people, circumstances, and events have been moved to do it for you, and it is now done. all done, all sorted, all solved for you, and you are giving massive thanks in return for having it been done. Spend at least 1 minute on each of your 3 items, believing it is done and feeling an enormous gratitude in return. You can follow the same practice on the rest of the items in your list at another time, but there is a power in simply putting the things you want done on the magical to-do list. Remember that the law of attraction says, like attracts like, and that means that when you're grateful for the solutions as though you have them, you will attract everything you need into your life to resolve the situation. This goes back to the how, right? You don't need to know how, you just need to do it. The how will sort itself out. Focusing on problems attracts more problems. You have to be a magnet to the solution, not a magnet to the problem. Being grateful that you have the solution and that has been resolved attracts the solution. To demonstrate how powerful this magical practice is, I want to share a story with you about my daughter who used this practice to attract her lost wallet back to her. After being out one night, my daughter discovered the next morning that she did not have her wallet, and she had no idea where she might have lost it, or even if it had been stolen. She called the restaurant where she went to dinner, the taxi company she used to come home, the local police station, and she searched the streets and knocked on surrounding doors, but no one had found her wallet. Other than the fact that my daughter's wallet contained the usual precious things in it, including all her bank and credit cards, driver's license, and cash, her biggest concern was that her wallet contained no current contact information because she had been overseas for some time. She didn't have a publicly listed phone number, and with a common surname, there seemed to be no hope. But despite the seemingly impossible obstacles, my daughter sat down, closed her eyes, and got a picture of her wallet in her mind. She visualized that she was holding her wallet in her hands. She opened her wallet, she went through all her contents, and she felt enormous gratitude that she had her wallet and everything in it back in her hands. For the rest of the day, whenever she thought of it, again, my daughter imagined she had her wallet in her hands, and she felt enormous elation and gratitude that her wallet had been returned to her. Later that night, she received a call from a farmer who lived 100 miles away, saying that he had found her wallet. The extraordinary part of this story is that the farmer had found the wallet in the street outside of my daughter's home in the early hours of the morning, and he immediately searched the wallet looking for contact details. He made several calls in trying to find its owner, but to no avail, and so he gave up and drove back to his farm with the wallet. But while he was walking out in the fields of his farm, the wallet kept nagging and nagging at him, and he decided to search through it one last time. He found a small piece of paper with a man's Christian name written on it, and so he put the Christian name together with my daughter's surname, called directory assistance. There was just one listing for that Christian name and surname. The farmer called the phone number, and it was the home of my daughter's father. To this day, we do not know how the farmer got the phone number because it was an unlisted number. We called directory assistance ourselves several times after this happened, and the response every time was, sorry, there is no listing for that name. From 100 miles away, through the extraordinary sequence of seemingly impossible events, my daughter's wallet was returned to her intact. She fulfilled her part in being grateful that she had her wallet back, and as must happen, gratitude performed the magic and moved every person, circumstance, and event to return her wallet to her. The magical practice of gratitude is available for you to use as well, and it always has been. You just have to discover it for yourself and learn how to use it. So today's magical practice number 18, the magical to-do list. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Number 2, create a written list of the most important things or problems you need done or solved. Title your list, the magical to-do list. Choose 3 of the most important things from your list, and one at a time, imagine that each thing has been done for you. Spend at least 1 minute on each thing, believing it is done and feeling enormous gratitude in return. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. That's such a cool one because it's really true. Like when you put yourself in the feeling of, ooh, this is how I'm going to feel once I've done this, then it's like, you don't need to know. You just know that you need to do certain things. But when you have yourself in that kind of elevated feeling, it's like you've already accomplished it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And yes, it is 3 years ago when you introduced me to this and so much many other practices that it assisted me along the way. My perspectives, the way I was thinking, the way I was doing, the gratitude that I wasn't giving to life. I want to read that last part of that whole chapter right there. The magical power of gratitude is available for you to use as well. And it is always has been with you. You just have to discover it for yourself and learn how to use it. So what are we opening up right here? We're showing you a new discovery that you could utilize that you've had the whole time. The things, the words, the practices that we have put into this community, everything that we have going on is nothing new. These are things that have been going around for thousands upon years when this earth was created. It all started by the law of attraction, by the love that he gave to this earth and the things that he wanted to see happen. And here we are today as his creators. We're here to co-create on this earth and do new things and bring new ideas out and bring new perspectives to those that have not had the understanding of what we've been practicing within here. Gratitude, love, happiness for your life, the things that you have within it now and what's coming. Because the bigger part, like Jenn said within the reading, it's not how. You've asked for it. Now you know it and expect it to be coming. I expect to have greatness within my life today. Do you? I expect to be able to accomplish all the things that I want to do today. Do you? Because if you're not expecting these feelings right now, then you need to go back and read the chapter again. Because you have it within you. What are you grateful for today? Yes, we all have situations and problems going on. But are you grateful for the solutions that are coming? To be able to give you the clarity of how to be able to go around those hiccups? Yes. Or go right through them. Stepping over them because they're nothing of major importance. It's just our thought processes make little things into big things sometimes. It's been a great day to be in here with everyone. To be able to give the gratitude for what we have and the things that we're doing. To be able to spread the messages like we're doing each day. We don't have to wait until one day to do it. We can do it every day. So we're going to pass it on to Miss Shannon to wrap us up with her powerful affirmations. Go ahead, Miss Shannon.
Morning, everybody. As I think, I travel. As I love, I attract. I am today where my thoughts have brought me. I will be tomorrow where my thoughts take me. I will always attract what I believe I am worth. There are no limits to what I can create for me because my ability to think is unlimited.
Unlimited. Yes, y'all are. Unlimited creators to bring what you want within life to fruition. Go enjoy those dreams. Bring them to reality with the gratefulness that you have within your heart. We love and appreciate you all.